Denmark has bitched because the only reason they joined was because Britain joined, and they were a huge trade partner with them. So they've been complaining to the EU court about because the EU, now that Britain's gone, they want to increase taxes on all the nations, so they make up for the loss. And Denmark is like, dude, no, we were only here because of Britain, and Germany's pretty upset, and France can't give more, and Boris is now threatening no deal. You know, he's threatening no deal again. The EU is in its weakest form in a long time, and just as usual, Europe is destabilized because Britain. But with that said, besides Corona, things have been a bit interesting on the European border with Asia, specifically Turkey. Have you know what happened there?
What happened there?
Um, so
What's
you
Erdogan
know,
up to this time?
yep. What's his name? So Britain leaves the EU, right?
Yep.
Which
See,
means the EU lost their second largest contributor to the European Union, and that's creating a lot of tension in the EU. Like the EU southern countries, um, the EU southern countries are struggling because if the EU reduces payments, they get less money from what they give in, and the northern countries are annoyed because the northern countries, which are richer, are struggling because to keep the current financial thing afloat, they have to actually fucking invest more money to accommodate for the Britain stuff, which means more taxes, which means angrier people. So what's been happening? The northern countries are angry, and the southern countries are angry, right? And what a time to pounce, Erdogan! What a time to pounce! So Erdogan has been keeping migrants from Syria and refugees from entering Europe for like years now, ever since migrants started pouring in. And in exchange, he's been extorting money out of the EU, right? Pay us billions and we'll keep those people away
that's a
from
thing.
you. Yep. Well, now, a few days ago, I think a week passed, Erdogan said price just went up. Um, and the EU was like, no. And so Erdogan opened the floodgates. And now people are flooding into Greece, Hungary, and Bulgaria.
Okay,
Uh,
first of all, uh, I love this guy. Okay, I'm an Erdogan fan, but what the fuck? How does he actually open the floodgates? Like I haven't been paying attention to
well, it's very simple. Look at it like this. You look at the migrants, and it's like, you guys want to go to Europe. It's amazing there, right? It's cold, no wars, one big union, everything is safe. Um, you can just go. In fact, I'll give you some boats, which he did.
that. He
And
did.
yes, people are like flooding into the island of Lesbos in Greece via boats, and the borders it's like there are actual units with shields and shit blocking the border, and tear gas has been applied, and only more will keep coming. And all you need to do is tell them that, oh, the passage is open. They'll welcome you there. They've welcomed people before, and if you're desperate
Man,
enough to believe it, people start flooding in.
it's fucking bullshit though. Like
It is.
we're a fucking parasite that much at this point. Well, it's not me. I'm not one of them, but like I retain some sort of sympathy based on genetic origin, I guess.
Well, here's the thing, right? And again, I'm not on anybody's side on this, but it goes like this. So migrants get flooded in. To me, I look at it and I see this as retaliation. I remember a while past, like years ago, that Turkey wanted to join the European Union, right? They wanted to be
Right.
part of this big economic community. The European Union refused. I don't remember what the reasons were, but they weren't into that thing. Well, I think Erdogan still holds a grudge, and ever since that coup happened, he mistrusts everybody, and he's been more aggressive since. And
That was a weird
uh,
coup, by the way. Like people said, it was staged because of how shit it went. They got fucked over
um,
with that coup. Like,
yeah, but just because the coup failed doesn't mean it's it's staged. Um, Nobody knows what happened for real there, but it doesn't feel staged because people got out on the streets and stopped the military, right? And maybe that's a propaganda piece that happened. We can't know for sure, but um, just from the retaliation, it didn't seem that fake. Erdogan has been mistrustful of Europe ever since, right? Um, there hasn't been much like again. I don't see a reason for it to. Oh, here we go. Hello there.
bruh.
Hello.
Ah.
Welcome.
How dare the webcam you gave me to not work? It's your fault.
I have I I have no idea, but I apologize. You could have used your laptop's webcam.
Well, yeah.
Um, Regardless, we're talking about the European migration floodgates from Turkey.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, what did Europe expect? There's a reason why they say do not appease a bully. Do not try to be friendly with a bully and give them like concessions, because the bully will just keep taking your lunch money, and if you don't give them your lunch money, he's gonna punch you. Keep in mind, I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but if I were them, it was stupid to begin with to either pay him forever or just don't pay him to begin with. Like, it's expected.
Well, what's happening right now is that Erdogan they didn't stop paying him. Erdogan asked for more, claiming that he doesn't have enough to feed the Syrians.
Again, bully tactics.
Well, again, yes, but here's the thing: should Europe have taken refugees to begin with? That's what started this whole mess. Like when Germany opened the floodgates on themselves, and the Germans went and receiving everybody and hugging everybody, and then the EU mandating that every place should open their floodgates. Wasn't that the initial mistakes that happened?
Well, in a sense, yeah, but I'm pretty sure you guys talked about that a million times by now.
No,
I
we
mean,
haven't covered the
the
Europe
stupidity of
migration. Well,
the
yeah.
stupidity of the EU is uncanny and consistent.
It seems like Denmark wants out now that the EU, now that Britain is out. Do you guys know anything about that?
Really?
Denmark has
I
bitched
didn't
saying
know about that.
Denmark has bitched because the only reason they joined was because Britain joined, and they were a huge trade partner with them. So they've been complaining to the EU court about because the EU, now that Britain's gone, they want to increase taxes on all the nations, so they make up for the loss. And Denmark is like, dude, no, we were only here because of Britain. And Germany's pretty upset, and France can't give more. And Boris is now threatening no deal. He's threatening no deal again. The EU is in its weakest form in a long time, and just as usual, Europe is destabilized because Britain. It doesn't help that the Turkey is messing around as well. It's a whole big mess in Europe right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen, and it seems like every Remainer in existence who predicted financial failure from Britain is a false prophet, and the Brexiteers were right all along. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how how low the EU sunk so quickly, because all it took Britain is one threat with no deal. That's all it took.